If you want to be successful as a leader and in life, you must learn how to change. Change is a part of growth, learning, and development. I've learned that change is hard to do, not because we don't want to do it, but because of how our brain is wired. And if you don't understand how this thing works, then the likelihood you'll make any lasting change is not very good. For example, here's my camera. If I want to make this thing work, I have to understand how it works. I have to understand how to adjust the settings, how to use the flash, how to adjust it for the different things that I shoot. When I shoot people, landscape, product shots, and so on, they're different. This camera can do some amazing things. The difference between good shots and great shots is my understanding and the ability to leverage all this camera has to offer. I can put it on automatic and get some good shots, but if I want great shots, I need to take it off automatic and learn how to make it work. Well, the brain works the same way. If you want to fully leverage the power of this incredible gift, understand it so that you can make it work for you. If you leave it on automatic, then you are at the mercy of what it's programmed to do, even if the program is out of date and dysfunctional. Think of the brain as a hard drive. Our experiences and learning get encoded in our brain, and that becomes our software. When we repeat behavior over and over, those parts of the brain that we use over and over continue to get stronger and stronger, and it becomes a habit. It becomes automatic. This is how we program our software. This is how we wire our brain. Here's an example. When Bill was growing up, he was told by his parents that if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. This was ingrained in him. Anytime they caught him not saying something nice, they punished him. This behavior was repeated over and over and over again. So his software connects pain to not saying something nice. You can see that his parents probably had good intentions here. They were just trying to teach him how to be nice. When I met Bill at 32, this software was not working very well for him, and here's why. In his office, he was put on a team to assess some difficult business issues that would impact the future of the company. Bill rarely spoke up at the team meetings, and he was criticized from his teammates for not contributing enough. So when I spent some time with Bill, I learned that his core issue isn't that he didn't know what to say, he knew what to say, but that many of the things that he thought he would say may be perceived as not nice, disagreeing with someone else's idea, or putting forth an idea that might not be popular. According to experts, the average adult makes about 35,000 decisions each day. Most of them are rather simple ones. Where will I sit? What will I have to eat at each meal? How much? Am I thirsty? Should I call that person and let them know that I'm late? And when we're driving our car, what lane to be in, looking out for the other drivers, etc. Many of our decisions are automatic, and they need to be. If we stopped and thought about each of those 35,000 decisions, our life would just come to a halt. We have to have this automatic function for many of our decisions. But we have to have an ongoing process to learn about our software that drives our decisions, especially the unhealthy ones. And we need to make the necessary software updates. We need to rewire. Even though our brain is wired to help us navigate the world, we are in charge of that wiring. And that's what most of us are unaware of. We're unaware that we can rewire the brain if we choose to. Just like I can adjust this and do what I want to do with it, you can do the same thing with your brain. So no matter how shy, awkward, hot-tempered you are, stubborn, impatient, or tuned out, you can learn to change. With motivation and the right effort, you can rewire. If you want to make the changes in your life, intellectual understanding is not enough. It's just a threshold of making the change. The work is going in and changing the deep-seated belief system, changing the software that runs the computer. What has been learned can be unlearned. What has been learned can be unlearned. Bill's software was operating on automatic. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. He wasn't even aware that this was a piece of software that was holding him back from speaking up in meetings. Now that he knows it, he can change it. He can manage what to say and when to say it. He can unlearn that belief that was driving his behavior so he can rewire it. When a habit is dysfunctional like this one, then in order to replace it, it requires enough practice to replace the old belief or habit. It takes repetition and discipline to rewire. Some say it takes up to 21 days to rewire a new habit, or repeating that behavior 3,000 times for it to rewire and override the old behavior. Regardless, the point is this: it takes time and repetition to rewire the software. So as you're watching the videos on this site and I give you suggestions on the things you can do to make a change or add a skill, just watching the video is not enough. Knowledge in and of itself will not get it done. You need to watch the video and then work the change. Watch the video again, work the change. Watch the video again, work the change. Practice, practice, practice. Make that your mantra when you want to make a change. Practice, practice, practice. So now it's time to burn it in. Here are 4 steps you can take to start the rewiring process for yourself. The first is awareness. Be aware of behaviors or habits that are not working for you anymore. Other people around you will be giving you feedback about that. Identify something that you want to change and work on. Get to the root cause that is driving the dysfunctional habit or behavior. In my other videos on the site, I cover how to do this in more detail. Create a plan to change. Be specific about what you want to change, how you're going to go do it, and the time commitment to do it. And get some people around you to help with some accountability for the change. And practice, practice, practice. It's going to feel awkward at first. New behavior always does. It's okay if it gets a little messy. That's a part of the process. Keep practicing it and it will start to feel more natural. And finally, patience. Deliberately re-expose yourself to the new habit or the change you want to make in fixed space intervals. Learning occurs best when new information is incorporated gradually into the memory rather than jamming it in all at once. You want to make a change? You can do it. Rewiring is critical to successfully integrating and sustaining change in our lives. Eventually, the new habit or behavior will replace the old one. Pick something you want to rewire and start today. Until next time, passion rules.